Okay, welcome to my latest video now. Venus in the fifth house of synastry. When you're meeting somebody and they bring their Venus into your fifth house, or you bring your Venus into their fifth house. Okay? And the goal for me today is to make sure you have a good foundation in synastry and to guide you if you want to learn more about it, because it's a highly valuable skill. I've been seeing people like on TikTok, like, yeah, man, I've been using pattern and it's just not working, man. You know what? I give up. And I told her, I wrote on there because, it was my sneak account. So I didn't want to reveal my identity, but I told her, I said, listen, ma'am, you need to go on YouTube and you need to look up Astro D. And then I press delete. Don't say that because you're going to give away your identity. I didn't want to give away my identity. But my point is, listen, there's a need for the real knowledge. Stop using pattern. Stop using all these apps and stuff and just do it yourself, because you're going to learn a vast amount of information through, number one, your intuition. And number two, there's things that these computers are not saying. All right. I've tested it. They're not quite getting there. They're not quite getting to the nitty gritty. Know it yourself. Okay. So anyway, in this video, I want to talk about my favorite one. This is my favorite one, Venus in the fifth house. When Venus is in the fifth house, you are going to find that you enjoy this person so much. They will bring joy to that house. I don't care. And I'm telling you, even if it doesn't work out romantically, this is a huge indicator of it working out romantically. But even if it doesn't, the beautiful thing about Venus being in this house is that, man, they just make life fun. Okay. They make enjoying yourself good. If you want to go out, and this is that homegirl that you don't want to not be friends with, because every time you hang out with her, y'all just have a good time. They make having a good time be a good time. Okay. Cause some people could, you come in the party and they're just too aggressive and stuff. They over drinking and acting all crazy. You're like, yo, can you please get your Mars out of my fifth house? Like, get away from me. Or could you get your Saturn? They come to the party all crying, when they drink and stuff. And you're like, come on, I'm just trying to enjoy this party. But with that Venus there, you're going to enjoy that party. That party is going to be in style. You're going to have fun in style. Well, it depends on what sign Venus is, but I'm going to get into that in the rest of this video. So when it's higher octave, Venus is going to love your kids. If you got kids, Venus is going to love being around your children's. They're going to enjoy watching you raise your children. That might be their favorite thing about you. They will like that the most about you. Okay. They will make you also enjoy loving them. Ain't that something? Because the fifth house is where we love romance. You will enjoy being romantic with this person. This to me is the top. Venus in the seventh, it always depends on what you want, but you want a mix of Venus in the fifth or the seventh, or the sun in the fifth or the seventh, because if you think about it, like, man, I need you to love me and want me to be your partner, right? I don't want you to, what's love got to do with it if we ain't going to do this? And then if we're going to do this, why don't you love me? You feel me? Y'all feel me? I think you all know exactly what I mean by this. So with Venus here in the fifth house, Venus makes these things awesome. Venus makes your creativity more lucrative. Venus is the type of boo that will come while you trying to do your little DJ thing or your little art thing. They're going to come and bring you supplies. They're going to bring you valuable supplies too. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? I love your art. I love how creative you are. So can I be involved in this? Can I help you? How can I give you something? But Venus is also a receptive planet in the fifth house. The fifth house, this is a more masculine house here. So the fifth house is more so going to be feed Venus. Feed Venus's enjoyment. Venus will enjoy the most being romantic with this person. Venus is going to enjoy having, or the fifth house person is going to enjoy having a partnership with the Venus person, because Venus represents our partnerships. You're bringing your partnership energy into my romantic energy. This is a romantic partnership. This is one of the highest significators of a romantic partnership. And I do believe it's a mutual dance here. I don't think if that other person doesn't have, because you have let's say you have your Venus in their fifth, and I would hope in that case you do have a landing in your fifth house. But let me continue here. So Venus likes your kids. Venus can bring gifts to your children. They can give you a sense of more detail and style in your art. They will enhance whatever creative activities you're doing. They will also help make learning easier. Fifth house is also a house of education too now. They'll make learning a lot easier because it's going to be enjoyable, bringing that sense of romance, delight, enjoyability. Now let me get into these signs. And when I say get into the signs, I mean, well, all right, D, you're telling me this person's Venus is in my fifth house and I want to enjoy loving them, but how are we going to do this? Well, what sign is messing with the fifth house? What sign is this Venus in? Is this Venus in the sign of Aquarius? If the Venus is in a sign of Aquarius, then that means that you might be some kind of like creative inventor, astrologer. All right. You like doing really interesting things to have a good time. That's somebody that you can not feel any type of strangeness or weird about it, about whatever it is that you like to do to have a good time. You probably like to be around a lot of people. You like to be around groups and stuff. Be active in groups. Bring people together. Unite people with the fifth house Aquarius. And that Venus person is like, hey, I'm one of those people. I got more people with me. Matter of fact, I want to do this with you. Wherever Venus is where that person is going to want to partner and connect. That's why it's important to know where the Venus falls if that's what you're looking for, if you want that person to be your partner. So I always ask my clients when I'm doing a reading, I always say, hey, you got to look at exactly what it is you want. What do you want from this situation? And how can I see a way that you can get it? Or how can I see a way that you need to accept that you're not getting it? Or that it might be more challenging than you think to get to that point. Do we accept it or not? So if you want to book a reading with me, I am open for readings, definitely now. So you can go to my website at astrodeestars.com and you can pick up a reading. Or if you're like, D, I don't want a reading, I just want to read a book. I got an ebook out that talks specifically about the houses, the planets in the houses. And I go through every single one of them. And I just give you a basic reference so that you can follow along with me and understand what I mean when I break down these planets and houses. So you can check all that out at the bottom of the screen, and you can pick up any of my courses or any of my books that you want to download. All right. So going back to this, let's say it's in the sign of Cancer. Venus is in Cancer in the fifth house. Fifth house, your favorite thing. Probably you've got Cancer in your fifth house. Maybe you like to be at home with your kids if you do have children, or you like to be at home doing things that make you feel comfortable. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like cooking may be a creative hobby that you have. So this person's going to bring you little cooking utensils. They're going to come into your life. They're going to want to be affectionate with you. Venus is our affections. They're going to want to be most affectionate with you when you're being creative. So while you're doing your thing, they're going to want to be all up on you. All right. Like, hey, baby, you're looking really good right now. Wow. You being all amazing. You look like a genius, a creative genius there doing your thing. Having fun. Well, you guys might really enjoy cooking at home together. You might really enjoy, sharing emotions. It might be a good time. You know, the sharing of emotions or just sharing of each other's affections, something like that. So when we go even deeper into this, what is the lower octave of Venus being in this fifth house? Because we talk about when we want to understand how Venus is going to play, what aspects is Venus making? Check out my planets and aspect synastry book to follow along with this. So if, let's say, Venus is making poor aspects and it's in the fifth house, this person could disappoint you romantically. Yay, ooh, Venus is in my fifth house. And what else is going on with that? Is Venus hitting one of your personal planets in a messed up way? That could hurt you. You know, is Venus acting up? Is Venus shining bright? How's their natal Venus? Are they manipulative in partnerships? What kind of person are they? You know, I talk about these planets in synastry stuff, but don't forget your basics. Don't forget to always look at a person's natal first. Look at that natal chart. Yo, what's going on with you? And I'm not going to make full assumptions here because I'm going to experience you. Unless it's too bad, I will. That's my boundary, y'all. Because there is a fine line between I got to live my life, and then there's a fine line between, you know, listen, you see a warning, take it. And I will tell you right now, if you don't take warnings that the universe gives to you, I'd rather be wrong. Be like, look, I was just following the signs. I'd rather be wrong than to be right and see something that ain't right and then still go along with it and really get into a bad situation. It's not worth it. I've done it too many times. Let me be the guinea pig for all of y'all doing astrology. If you believe in astrology and you really down with this, trust yourself. Trust yourself when you see something that isn't right, or trust someone that you trust. You know, whether it's me doing my thing, go to somebody that you really trust. But make sure you stand firm. If you see something that's not right in a person's chart, keep it moving. Keep it moving, because things can get really dangerous. And I'm speaking for the people. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe to my channel as well, and stay tuned for the next video up, which will be Venus in the 6th house. Take care.